Okay. Again, we've got a minute and a half left in warm-up. I do think that the East Hamilton group probably has about 12 inches of height average more than what the Faggot Admirals do today. So I can anticipate that's going to be one of the first challenges of the basketball game. So looks like teams are getting ready to come off.
Yeah, like to mention three individuals. We probably won't ever mention their names, and we can't mention their names because I don't know who they are, but they're the gentlemen who are going to be controlling this game. They're in the black and white shirts. And,
very true.
They've got themselves a task. I tell you, anybody thinks that high school basketball is a easy task to do an equivalent of being fair, it's up to them, and the control is basically on their side.
I'm not sure if they're going to be doing just the lineups or an anthem, but it looks like maybe we're just doing lineups. So we'll let the announcer here introduce those to you. I'm not sure if you'll be able to hear them or not. I'll go back over them, but if anyone was wondering where East Hamilton, it is East Hamilton, Tennessee. They are located close to Chattanooga, for anybody who did not know that already.
They've come quite a ways to play this game.
Yeah, it's about an hour and a half, I think, down the road. So they've made a good trip. All right, so there was our lineups. Yeah. I'll go back over them. The East Hamilton Hurricanes are starting number 3, Bullard. Number 5, Pendleton. Number 10, Menson. Number 11, Munson. That'll be a good combination to talk back and forth. Number 21, Long. Your starters for Farragut are Brabson, number 1. Number 4, Atwell. Number 5, Neal. Number 12, Smith. And number 13, Carball. Getting ready for the tip. Looks like you've got Pendleton and Carball going to be tipping it off. On your screen, you'll notice that the Farragut Admirals will be going to your left. And the Hurricanes will be going to your right. Hurricanes take the tip. Munson. Long takes it on over to Menson. Turnover. Neal in for the layup. So far, good defense for Farragut Admirals. Looks like they're playing man-to-man. Again, you've got Munson. Turnover again. Farragut Admirals start with good defensive pressure. Hurricanes right now don't look to have too much offensive movement in their possessions. Atwell currently going over to Smith. Turnover.
A little bit of an extension there on that pass.
Yeah, it looked like he kind of thought he was going to be coming more out to the top of the key.
Yeah.
Again, you got Munson handling the ball for the Hurricanes. Neal is on him defensively. Driving to the basket. Foul called on the floor. On Neal.
On Neal.
Munson handling the ball. Bad pass out of bounds. He was going for Menson. I'm going to have a Munson to Menson.
Munson to Menson, Menson to Munson.
Atwell brings it up the floor for the Admirals. Over to Carball. Back to Atwell. Shoots a three. Puts it in. Current score is 5-0. Lead pass up. Out to Menson. Menson drives the ball. Defense did not get back on that one.
Real soft touch on that particular shot, and that was
Carball to Brabston. In and out. In and out. Good shot.
Good play.
You've got Munson to Menson. There's Pendleton. Shoots from.
Oh yeah, he's just basically a foul shot from that distance, but clean shot.
So just like that, we've got a 5-4 game.
Yep.
Carball to Smith. Over to Atwell. Drives. And layup.
Hey, good well.
Good recognition.
Yep.
Looks like they're man-to-man extending out to everybody on the Admirals. Again, you've got Munson to Bullard. Bullard looking to drive. Called jump ball on that. Beaver coming in for Carball.
Yeah.
Atwell's got it. Over to Beaver. Smith shoots a long three. Rebound by Pendleton. Again, Munson has it, bringing it up the court. Looking to drive. Back over to Long. Pendleton, mishandle. Up to Smith. Atwell saves it. Turnover, Munson bringing it up.
Oh.
Called foul.
Foul on that.
That was over to Menson. Foul on Smith. You can kind of tell both teams are trying to feel each other out a little bit.
Ooh, active ball. Rolled around there and looked in and came back out. Looks like there's going to be a couple of.
Looks like some Hurricanes are coming in.
Hurricanes are coming in, yeah.
Missed them both. A rebound by Neal. Over to Atwell. A little nicely done.
Nicely, ooh.
Little Euro step there. Again, we've got Munson bringing the ball up for the Hurricanes. He's picked up his dribble. Turned over to Neal. Over to Beaver. And he gets fouled.
Well,
by Bullard. Missed the first one.
Yep.
And your score is 9-4.
Yeah,
Looks like those Hurricanes have come in.
Got a lid on that basket for both teams right now and foul shots.
Yeah, LeBeau came in, and Clement checked in for the Hurricanes.
Well, he
Pendleton
missed too far then.
Pendleton with the rebound. Bullard has the ball.
Reaching in.
Number 1, Rapson. Bullard will be bringing the ball in. To Clement. Neal's playing tight defense on him. Very good defense. Picks up his dribble. Timeout called by the Hurricanes.
Okay.
Well, I think the intensity has been brought so far by the Farragut Admirals to me.
Now, was that Atwell that was guarding that boy?
No, that was Neal.
Neal
was guarding at number 5.
Okay.
And very good position. And you could tell that the Hurricanes there just didn't have the presence to know what to do with it. I think that's why the coach called timeout. It looks like he's drawing up a play maybe for what they're going to try to do on the inbound. Looks like you still have the same 4 minus Carball. You got Beaver in there for him. And you still have number 35, which is LeBeau. And Clemens are still in for the starters for the Canes. Looks like Clemens has the ball, again guarded by Neal. Looks like they're setting up something here high. Rapson. Turnover. Good defense. Oh, Hurricanes have it back. Tied up.
Tied it up.
Actually, I missed Harris for the Canes has checked in, number 0. So he is in there now. Carter Mayfield's now in for the Admirals for Atwell. Smith, no. They're definitely trying to get it into their height advantage. Help defenses on the backside. You got that.
It's a foul on number
14. Carter Mayfield.
Carter Mayfield
picked up his first. Neal with the steal. Over to Mayfield. Back to Neal. Over to Beaver. Rejected. Neal puts it up high off the glass for 2 points. Again, you got Clement bringing it up court. He's kind of met at half court. Smith is guarding. Mayfield is now guarding Bullard. Turnover again to Beaver, to Neal. And there's a foul on the backside. Back court, number 35, LeBeau. Looks like you got your 2 of your starters coming back in for the Canes. That's Long and Bullard are checking back in. Or I'm sorry, Munson. Munson is back in. Clement is guarding the ball. Carter, Mayfield. Over to Rapson. Over to Neal. Setting up on the left side. A little shake and bake, and then pull up from Clement now has it, guarded again by Mayfield. You got Munson looking for a pull-up with the block. Neal has it. Over to Mayfield. Smith. Layup, I'll drive on the drive, miss it.
Ooh.
It looked like
a little late.
I think he got a little hand on that though. I mean, I don't think it was all ball. Again, that was Harris on the shot. Neal, unfortunately, Neal's going to pick up his second in the first quarter.
Yeah.
That's a little challenging. He's got really good defensive skills. Looks like you've got Menson and Atwell getting ready to check in. That doesn't help the Hurricanes. Charity Stripe has not been kind so far. Harris has missed another one. Or missed one, sorry.
Still got the lid on that basket. That's better.
Okay, we've got, looks like Neal is coming out and Beaver is coming out. Pendleton takes his first break for the Canes. And LeBeau is back in for the Hurricanes. All right. Something must have happened on that first shot that he missed. He's getting a third shot. Oh, it was a three. My bad. I'm sorry. He shot a three, so he got three throws.
Yeah.
Made two of them. Atwell's got the ball. Over to Jackson. Brabson with the drive to the basket. Elevates up and over. All right, you've got Tyler Jackson down in the post now. Number 10. Pass was deflected out of bounds by Smith. All right, so we've got number 25 in there now, Scruggs.
Watch it.
Long has got the ball. He's looking to deliver the ball somewhere. 3 seconds in the lane on LeBeau. Another turnover for the Hurricanes. I don't know what I haven't been keeping tally, but that's been quite a few so far for just the first quarter. Maybe 6 or 7 at this point. Again, I do not have the skills of the great Eric Gearhart on the stats. Brabson for 3, rebounded by LeBeau. Munson now over to Scruggs. Scruggs brings it back out to the top. Munson regathers for the Hurricanes. Over to LeBeau. Menson. Now you got back to Scruggs. A little dribble. LeBeau with a little around the basket move there. Atwell up to Brabson. Over to Mayfield. Little hard pass.
Yep.
Not on target. Turnover for the Admirals. You can kind of tell it's early in the season. Teams are still getting a feel for their own squads. Things aren't quite as crisp as maybe they are later in the season. Oh, almost got that on Brabson. And there's a foul on Tyson Jackson.
Tyson Jackson.
And you have Nick Long going to the charity stripe this time. Left another one out. Number 20 is now checking in. Preston Fuller for Brabson. And Pendleton's back in for the Hurricanes. Missed another free throw. That's going to be another interesting stat at the end of the game. Hopefully you're keeping track of those at home. We got Jackson out at the top. Back to Atwell. Atwell shoots a long 3. Rebound by Scruggs. Over to Munson. Munson brings it up the court. Atwell with a steal on the pass. Driving the basket. Goes on in, shoots the ball. Follow up. Rebound again. Rebound again, and it's called a tied up ball. That was a Jackson on the second rebound. Fuller had the first rebound, put it back up, a little bit too strong. Possession stays with the Admirals. Atwell is going to be inbounding the ball out to Mayfield. You got Pendleton on Atwell. That's a interesting matchup. Interesting here. Okay, Atwell is coming out, got a signal from Coach Higgins, and he drives, pushes it out to Smith, who in and out. Oh, no shot on the putback by Jackson. That completes your first quarter. Your score is 15-8. Been good energy in the game for the Admirals. Quite a few turnovers for the Hurricanes, who also could not convert on many of the free throws that they were given. Ryan Neal has got 2 fouls, so that's going to be interesting to see what coach does with that for the second quarter, as they do have the lead currently 15-8.
I'm a little impressed with the Hurricanes here. With they seem to be getting themselves stabilized now a little bit. They were a little unfamiliar. That's typical of a visitor. You know, beside the fact that it's the standard basketball court, a visitor's team always has a little bit of a disturbance because it's unfamiliar territory to them. And plus, there are not any fans here cheering them at this point in time. If there are just a few that made the trip up here.
Well, it seems like we do have a pretty good turnout.
Yeah, we do.
For this game, which is good to see. It's kind of a mini tournament with a select few of teams here at Lynn Sexton Gymnasium. And we got Munson. Munson back into Pendleton. There's the height difference right there.
Yeah.
Easily nothing that Jackson really could do with something like that. So Atwell's bringing the ball up. Munson is on him defensively. Into Jackson. And puts in the layup. Kind of a little bit of a give and go right there. Yeah. And Hurricane defense just kind of lost their man. So you got Munson bringing the ball up for the Hurricanes. Over to Long. Inbound, ending to. Neal's going to have to be careful with 2 fouls already. He needs to be smart. They defended that inbound pretty good. Solid box out on Pendleton. Fuller comes down with the and Mayfield with the layup. Right now, the Admirals are just beating the Hurricanes up and down the court. Really, I mean, if you just want to look at it from a simple energy standpoint, that's just a simple drive by Bullard.
Yep.
And I think Neal was trying to be a little bit careful. He didn't want to play him too tight there. Neal over to Jackson. Turnover. Pendleton, Munson, looking for a behind the back pass. Over to Menson, off the rim. Bullard. Munson has collected it for the Hurricanes. Pendleton with a cut to the basket. Oh, hit the cable. That's a dead ball right there. Looks like Pendleton gave a little mention there to the ref about him being hooked on that box out. But you've got Carball and Brapson back in. Mayfield, Neal, and Atwell. Looks like he had a little lob pass going over to Carball that was defended and fouled. Did you catch the number on who the foul was on? I did not catch that.
No, I didn't.
I think that might have been Long, if I heard it correctly. Inbound to Brapson. Neal's bringing it out. Over to Atwell. Lines up for a 3. And it goes in, but off the top of the basket. That's a hard shot to make like that.
Yeah. To get a bounce like that.
It touched a little part of that black behind the glass. I think that's the reason. I think it can go off the top. It just can't touch anything supporting the glass.
Yeah.
So you got Long looking to drive, and Brapson looks like he stripped the ball from him. Bullard, you've got Bullard bringing the ball in out of bounds. Looks like they're going to go to Pendleton. Neal jumps up and steals the ball. And he gets fouled by Pendleton.
Yeah.
That was just a great athletic play on an inbound play. He just literally just jumped up and caught the ball, which was trying to be lobbed to Pendleton, who clearly has a height advantage on everyone out here on the Farragut Admirals. I think coach is trying, for the Canes, is trying to get that mismatch elevated in their offensive play. Carball, Atwell to Carball. Neal shoots a 3 and drains it. Score is now 21-12. Munson is bringing it up for the Canes. Over to Bullard. Bullard. Bullard's waving everyone off. Looks like he might want to, well, no, maybe not. You got LeBeau passing it over to Long.
A nice
shoots the three and makes it. Atwell brings it up for the Admirals. Over to Mayfield. Back out to Carball. Over to Neal. He's ready to shoot again. Pendleton with the rebound. Munson brings the ball up for the Hurricanes. Mayfield dishes it off to Bullard. Oh, just out of the reach of the rebound. Again, a miss. Little indecision there on the ref, but I think
Pendleton's looking for help.
Yeah. Scruggs is back into the game for the Hurricanes. The possession does stay with the Hurricanes on this particular, that little jump ball that happened out of bounds. Looks like they're looking for out to Scruggs. Mayfield's on him. Munson looking to do a little drive. Picks up his dribble. Bullard. Over to Scruggs. Over to Long. Shoots another three and makes it. That's two in a row for him. All right, Atwell brings it up to Brabson. Over to Atwell. Back to Brabson. And the rebound by Long. Munson bringing up quickly. A little stutter step. Up and under. Carball with the rebound. He's being tracked and fouled. I think he might have been fouled by a couple people. We'll see who they call it on. Number 11, Munson. Clement back in. Atwell with the ball. Looks like for the Admiral, Smith is getting ready to check back in also. Carball with the ball, back to Atwell, and fakes the pass, and drains the three. I've heard of fake the pass, make the pass, but that was fake the pass, shoot it. Scruggs on the drive over to Long, who lost the ball. Neal picks it up. Over to Atwell. Over to Carter Mayfield. And misses the three. Rebounded. Clemens gathers the ball going out of bounds. Munson brings it up. You got Scruggs. Surveys what's going on. Shoots it over to Clement. And he dishes it back right open to Long, who got the bounce. Atwell brings it up to Neal. Atwell picks it back up. And rebound by Atwell and put back in by Atwell. Scruggs, guarded by Mayfield. Dribble in, dribble back. Over to Clement. Over to Munson. Munson defended by Atwell. Ball out of bounds, but I think the Canes retain possession. And a timeout, I think, on the field, on the floor, sorry.
Brought Pendleton back in.
Looks like they brought Pendleton back in. Well, so far, you've got a game that's 27-20. A little bit closer than what it may feel like, as it kind of seems like the Admirals have kind of dictated really what they wanted to do. They've been playing great defense. And so far, the Hurricanes are missing shots.
And just remember, fans, if you're looking for a lot of comment and color from me, I'm just catching up the basketball from the first time. It's amazing the stamina of these young men and the ability to do what they do out here. I would suggest that maybe you make yourself a trip down here to the gymnasium and see it in live action, because it's really impressive. Each one of these teams, that their abilities and how they get around to a fast ball game.
All right, so we're back with an inbound by, looks like Scruggs will be bringing it in. for the Hurricanes. Pendleton is back in. You've also got Jackson for the Admirals in for Carball. Okay, so Munson has got the ball at the top. He's over to Scruggs. Back to Long with another three. Misses this one. Smith gathers the rebound. Brings it over to Atwell. Over to Neal. Looks like we had a turnover there by Scruggs.
Turnover, yeah.
Scruggs has the ball. He does a little,
turnover.
There's a bounce pass over to Pendleton under the basket, who was cutting to the other side of the basket. He was open, just could not gather the ball. And there's another turnover for the Hurricanes. Atwell brings it up for your Admirals. Brapson at the top. Over to Jackson. Beaver. Atwell. Brapson elevates and off the glass.
Yeah.
Again, for the Canes, you've got Munson bringing it up, giving signals for the offensive call. He picked up his dribble. Looking for someone to throw it to. Clements has now gotten it. And you've got Long. Now they're just collapsing on Pendleton. Neal back out to Scruggs, who elevates and kicks it off the glass also. Atwell inbounds it. Brapson gives it back to him. Atwell bringing it up the court. Smith with the shot, who also got fouled in the process of shooting by Clement.
Well, that'd be a big three shot then, won't it?
It will. He should get 3 free throws. This is the first one.
Still got the lid over here.
I don't know that there was any, I will say this, the rims look brighter than they have been in the past. I don't know if they put new rims in or not. Yeah. I don't think they have, but. So right now, Smith is 1 for 2 on his free throws for this particular foul. And he drains the next one. So he went 2 for 3 on those free throws. You got Bullard dribbling with the ball over to Menson. He brings it back up, picks up his dribble. Now you got Bullard with the ball again. Defense is extended out onto each of the players. You got Long looking to drive. Looks like we got Brapson with a. Okay, so we're now into the bonus with a 1-and-1. Even though it was on the floor, he will be shooting 1 free throw. And rebound by the Admirals. Beaver up to Atwell. Smith back to Atwell. Over to Brapson. Over to Neal. Neal fakes his shot. And he comes back. Over to Atwell. Looks like his hand got, the ball got dislodged a little bit. Elevates. Atwell elevates at the free throw line. And drains a 2. Neal on Bullard. Driving the ball tough. Gets his rebound. And fouled. By the looks of it, it might be on Brapson again. It is. I think the thought there from Brapson was that
Brapson's got 3 fouls.
He's got 3, and I think he thought he had all ball.
I did too.
Unfortunately, the ref was not in agreement. So Bullard shoots up a hard shot, but Pendleton comes back in and just takes over the rebound and puts it back in. I think that's what the Hurricanes are trying to emphasize on their game plan. Atwell bringing the ball up for the Admirals. Over to Beaver. Neal now has the ball. Looks like the Hurricanes have extended their defense a little bit more than usual than it was early in the game. And he's fouled. Neal fouled on the drive by Bullard. So Neal goes to the charity stripe to shoot 2.
2.8 of a second left in this quarter and a half.
Free throws have not been kind on either side for either team. Well, this would make it a 10-point margin at half, more than likely, unless the Hurricanes can come down in 2.8 seconds and make a shot. And I think they're going to call it. There you go.
Yeah.
So we now have a game that is 34-24. And as the teams go off to make their adjustments, we'll take a little bit of a break here. We've done some little bit of stats, but not much. But you can kind of see that right now, even on that last play, there's been a lot of turnovers.
I really think the turnovers are coming out even for this first half.
I think you're probably right.
Yeah, we'll see what the second half holds for us here and keep a little more.
Unfortunately, we don't have any halftime entertainment, and we don't have any stats.
So we can't. Stats to where, we have stats. Let's see here. The home team is at 34, and the guest team's at 24. Now the stats on that is that there's about 10 points difference between the two of them.
And there's people within each of the teams that have made those shots. Some were 3-pointers.
Yeah.
Some were 2-pointers, and some were free throws.
Right, and that's about the limitation of the stats paper. They don't have a real stats paper here with the individual. You put the names down and across the board, you can see just how many. You even record by the little check on the square how many quarters they've been in. It doesn't mean the minutes. We don't track that, but.
That even highlights even more the greatness of Eric Gearhart of how he announces by himself.
He announces by himself, keeps his stats by himself, and can give you a complete rundown of everything that happened. He can say, so-and-so won the tip-off, came down, a turnover by them, and the Admirals came back up the court. And Smith put one in for the first score of the game. And he's amazing, and you should take a great deal of heart to know that gentleman loves to play and loves to give the broadcast of a basketball game and a football game. I don't know if he could get lively on volleyball or not, but he probably could if that was something that I don't think people have come to opening up announcing volleyball, but not saying that they shouldn't, and there's nothing against volleyball, but it's they do it on television, and they just ad lib sometimes because they can't just keep up with all the sets and what have you. And
well, this is a perfect time to segue. Lanny, why don't you tell them a little bit about your show? and you guys might not have known, but you've got a nationally acclaimed broadcaster here beside me with his own show that's even got a little, it has here in Knoxville, if I'm not mistaken, if you told me.
Yeah, there's an outlet for bluegrass music here in Knoxville. In fact, Knoxville is a very known new bluegrass town. They've got some very famous bluegrass individuals and groups that live in this town. And one that comes to mind to me is the Family Soul, who are going through a great deal of praise and worship for the Lord because of the fact that their father just recently came out of the hospital and been home cared, and he's getting stronger, and that's a great deal to say about that. But their family is basically the children, the siblings of the family, a great little bluegrass organization and gospel as well. And you should take pride in having that type of group here. But the Southern Branch Bluegrass out of Powell up around Johnson City, I think it is.
Oh, Pal's here in Knoxville.
Here in Knoxville.
North Knoxville.
North Knoxville. And it's called the Southern Branch Bluegrass, and you can get it on the internet. And I think that he has an FM station now, 91.7, that is active with his presentation of bluegrass music. But yes, I've been fortunate in my endeavors to bring bluegrass to my hometown in Greencastle, Pennsylvania, to be sort of taken up by other FM and AM stations throughout the United States. And I recently had my 5th sign-on by a gentleman in Ireland who has a little, not a station, but internet station. I think it's called Atlantic Blue. And so there's things to be gotten from that. My enjoyment is to know the individual, and I know some of the old ones who, and I say old, they're no longer with us, but they started bluegrass and had the privilege to meet them before they've passed on, and accepted them just as an individual that liked bluegrass and go to see them at a festival or what have you. But it's a great thing. It's an enjoyable thing. It's a challenge because I have to put out a program, can it every week to make sure it goes out and people enjoy it. And I don't spend a lot of time talking about the artist. I let the music speak for themselves. And we've been very well received nationally and internationally. And that's just one of the things. If you're curious about it, there's always been a little tag to me that they say that I'm the oldest DJ, active DJ around. I'm 83 years old. So that in itself says that's a blessing for me because it keeps me doing something. And always enjoy my trip down here to Knoxville to visit with Chet and his family. And glad to see that his children are all active in the Farragut community and sports of all kinds. In fact, I guess it was the swim team that was impressive that started out around Butternut Circle. What were they called? The Stingrays, I think it was. And every one of them has been part of that particular endeavor. So we've been doing our share of the work and enjoyment of being here in Farragut and the Knoxville area. Always proud to say that I've got some Tennesseans in the family, and know that there's lots of course up in Nashville was easy to say, but I guess we've had the third one of their daughters is now at Middle Tennessee State. And, can't go to college and be much closer than that to the home of bluegrass and country. We won't get into the discussion of country, okay? But that's about it. I see some of the girls out here. They got another game coming up here, and coming out here and sneaking in a little warm-up.
They do. I was going to, for those who may have caught the first game here, I do have the schedule that I'm going to pull up here real quickly and kind of let you know what's going to occur after the current game here. That is the Hurricanes against your Admirals. There's a few other teams that are here. And the lineup that I have that has been given to me, and I believe these are all being live streamed, but you won't have us announcing all of them. So currently you've got the Farragut boys against the East Hamilton boys. At 1 o'clock, you're going to have Greenville versus Alcoa. At 2:30, it will be Jefferson County boys. Again, that 1 o'clock game, sorry, was a girls' game. 2:30, you have the Jefferson County boys versus the East Hamilton boys. So not only are these Hurricanes going to be taking on the Admirals here, currently they're going to be coming back at 2:30 and playing Jefferson County. Then at 4 o'clock, we bring you the the Farragut girls against the Greenville girls. And then you have at 5:30 the Farragut boys against the Jefferson County boys. And again, Josh will be announcing those. I will not be able to be a help on those particular announcements, so I think he's going to be trying to do it solo like Eric does, but he's always done a great job on the commentary. And as you might be able to see, we're down to 28 seconds in the halftime, so you've now had your halftime show, and the Hurricanes and the Admirals are back on the floor, getting themselves warmed up and ready. The referees have returned to the scorer's table. And I believe in 10 seconds, we're going to kick off the second half. Okay, I just had a correction. So on our schedule here, the Farragut games are the only ones that are being live streamed. So there are some games that are going on here at 1 o'clock and 2:30. If you're going to want to see those, you're going to want to have to be in the gymnasium. But you will be able to watch the 4 o'clock game and the 5:30 game here live streamed. Okay, so we are back. Looks like we're getting ready to start. We've got the third period up on the scoreboard with 8 minutes. The horn has sounded. And it is your starting 5 for the Admirals, which was Atwell, Carball, Neal, Brabson, and Smith are already back on the court. And because your tip-off went to the Hurricanes in the beginning of the game, that will allow the possession, I believe, to be with the Admirals. Or it could have been just the possession, sorry. It was the possession error was with the Admirals. Atwell bringing it across the timeline. Over to Carball, who gets the ball stripped. Over to Smith. Off the top of the glass. Pendleton with the rebound. Munson over to Long. Being guarded there by Brabson. Atwell. Double teams.
Ooh.
So Munson with a three-point shot that did not go in. I think that might have hit a cable also. I see the cable bouncing there a little bit. So looks like they're going to pull some full court pressure now to the Admirals. Up to Smith. Who misses the layup.
Smith was on the floor, and the ball bounced over to him, and he tapped it back into play, but it's unfortunate he was out of bounds.
I think the defensive change for the Hurricanes is going to be probably pretty consistent here. Over lob pass to Pendleton. And fouled by Carball.
Yeah.
Lob pass over the top.
He had more ball than he had hand, but it's the discretion of the official because of that.
So Pendleton will be going to the charity stripe to shoot 2 free throws.
Well, now there's a young man seems to have the feel for the ball right there.
And it is your starting 5 for the Hurricanes.
Yeah.
Bullard, Pendleton, Munson, Menson, and Long in there. Misses the second. Atwell pulls down the rebound. Up to Neal. Quickly back and stolen by Munson.
Turnover.
Atwell picks him up on defense. Carball gathers the rebound. Atwell brings it up to Neal. And he gets fouled on the layup. So that is Menson on the foul. Neal is now at the charity stripe. Looks like Coach Higgins having a little bit of instruction with Brabson here on the side. Neal drains the first free throw. And drains the second. So you're now back to or up to 11-point game. And there is Menson could not gather the ball. Carball he's being counted. Atwell over to Neal. Full court press. Atwell collects himself. It's into Carball. Over to Brabson. They dealt with that full court pressure calmly. Neal's got the ball at the top. Brabson with the spin move and
good
layup.
Shot.
Looks like Brabson's checking out. I don't know if he's got some sort of issue.
Hand, it looked like he was looking at his hand. Maybe he cut it or something.
I believe that is Beaver. Yeah, Beaver has checked in for the Admirals. Long has got the ball over to, there's a steal by Atwell. And layup. Turnover with a layup there. Your point margin is now up to 15. And Neal with almost a steal. A shot by Bullard. Long, brought down, and passed to Bullard again with the layup. Neal brings the ball up. Over to Smith. Back to Carball at the top. Misses the three-point shot. Munson, pull-up jumper, and drains it.
That's a 2.
Neal to the middle. Carball. And drives the ball for 2. Munson brings the ball up. You can kind of tell the Hurricanes are trying something different defensively, just to change what's going on. Carball picks up the steal, up to Smith. And then you have another layup. Looks like you got 3 Canes getting ready to check in. Munson brings the ball up. Atwell on him. Pendleton setting a pick. Switch back, and Pendleton shoots a 3. It's off. Over to Bullard. And Beaver brings the final. It's just a little bit of everyone's hands touched it on that one. And Neal's bringing the ball up.
They're dropping out of the press now.
Yeah. That's usually what a team will try. And if they can turn you over, they'll keep it going.
Bad pass underneath. Either way, it's a turnover.
Another turnover for your Admirals. That has been a common theme on both sides for both teams. Again, early in the season, you're going to have some of that, but I think a lot of it's just attention to detail. Kind of knowing what you're supposed to do, just not able to execute it. Munson looking to do something there on Atwell. Good defense. Smith. And you've got Harris on the drive. And I'm not sure if
it's going to be
what all happened on that. Looks like they charged it to
they charged our guy for blocking 15.
Beaver. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
There's a few names I've got to get in my mind here.
Yeah. And I didn't think that was a blocking foul. I think he was stable when the boy ran into him.
Oh, I see the issue with Brabson. It's he's got some sort of blood or something on his jersey, and that's what they're wanting him to clean up. On his shorts. So we've got Jackson coming back in.
The athletic trainer grabs him by the arm and says, "Come on, don't start talking to the coach."
No time for that.
Yeah, no time for that. You want to get it out for there? Well, it's okay.
Another missed free throw.
All right.
Those are points you just don't want to give away. I mean,
No.
you're not. There's no defense on you. You're sitting there all by yourself. And that one was in and out.
1 out of 2.
Neal, again, the press has been put on. Mayfield is in. Back to Atwell. He is guarded by Harris. And over to
Smith.
Jackson. Neal, Atwell goes ahead and shoots a 3.
Ah.
Munson with the rebound. Brings it up quickly, going to LeBeau, who couldn't handle the ball, and then it goes into number 23, Heyman, who has not been in the game so far. Finds himself with the ball under the basket and collects it. Neal to Atwell, almost a turnover. Over to Beaver, Mayfield, and puts it in. Very good ball movement.
I say there's good ball movement and no panic.
Yeah, and how do you beat the press is with the pass, and I think that was executed on that last one. Munson, pull-up jumper, and gathered by Jackson, and Neal's got the ball, being double-teamed, under to Harris, and fouled by Jackson. That was probably the first time the pressure in the backcourt caused the Admirals to turn it over. So you've got Harris now at the charity stripe again. If I recall, the last time he was there, he went 1 for 2. Makes the first one. Scruggs and Clement have checked in for the second free throw. The current score is 46-33. So now the lead is down. It's a 12-point. Atwell to Neal. Atwell, Neal.
Oh boy.
Jackson, a little bit of a over to Beaver. Yeah. Neal. Atwell. Over to Jackson. Back to Atwell. Back to Beaver. Back to Atwell. And Mayfield collects the ball. Over and kicked.
Kicked the ball.
And on the ground, Scruggs has currently got it.
Turnover.
That's a little sloppy there. That was a little out of control a little bit at times. And a short shot. Neal has the ball. He just drives it right up the side. And he is not rewarded. And he's on the, okay, we had missed layup.
Missed layup and it
hit the ground, and then Clemens, as his foot was on the baseline, collected the ball, looked to try to throw it in, but the ref was on the call. He was right there and saw his foot was on that baseline. So we have a little timeout here for both coaches to kind of make maybe a few adjustments. Cause some motivation. Your score is 46-34. So there's a 12-point lead. Again, the Hurricanes have come out and decided that they're going to try to turn the Admirals over with some four-court press. The Admirals have been up to that challenge.
Yeah, and the turnovers for this particular phase is still at 3.
Even? Okay.
Even.
Okay, so both teams turning it
the
over.
The Admirals have had 2 steals, recognition, but I'm not going to give a steal for that loose ball flying around. I mean,
gotcha.
It's somebody's, it's like a free ball. Whoever
right.
gets it gets possession of it.
Those of you who don't know the Admirals or do know the Admirals, there's quite a few seniors on the team this year. So it is definitely a senior-led team. 4 of your 5 starters are seniors. And you've got them, a few coming off the bench. So
yeah.
Not unlike the Lady Admirals, seniors are plentiful. Atwell inbounds to Neal. And looks like they are definitely putting a little bit more emphasis on the man-to-man out on fronting.
Whoa.
Jackson turns the ball over to Menson, who takes the ball in for a layup and gets fouled.
Did he make the layup? No.
He did make the layup.
He made the layup.
Yep.
It's a one. Just gets one shot, doesn't he?
Yep. That's called an and one. That's correct. He's going to have an and one. Jackson now coming out, replaced by Brabson. Hopefully, he either got new shorts or they're clean.
Yeah.
Okay, so the full court press has been taken off. And they're just picking him up at the timeline. Mayfield, the ball.
Overloading to the side that got the ball.
Back to Brabson. Looks like they've got, I don't know, is this a 1-3-1? I don't know. They got a little bit of trap going on. Oh, that's a turnover.
Not yet.
Beaver's got the ball, and coach calls timeout. Save the possession.
Save the possession, yeah.
So this particular defense has got the Admirals a little bit more confused.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it's a 1-3-1, but there's definitely a trap defense going on. It's some sort of zone. We'll try to figure it out here. You at home may have already figured it out, but I haven't.
And whoever you are and you're screaming at the TV, don't bother. We can't hear you. I think you're right, though. It looked like a 1-3-1. The 1-3-1 allows the roamer
to trap. Yeah. I think that's what it is. We'll see if they stay with it here when we come back out. I would anticipate they are, because they've got to get the Admirals turned over. I mean, they've cut the lead down to 9 now. So whatever they're doing has had some effect.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps in with the inbound from Atwell. Back to Neal. And Atwell from 3. And he drains it. A little set screen there in the corner. Worked out very well. Pendleton's back in, and he's been guarded by Beaver. And so you've got...
not using him in the center as much.
This is Clement. Pendleton with a long 3, and Atwell collects the rebound. Brings it up, over to Mayfield. Off. Rapson puts it. He puts another rebound. He's got 2 rebounds there, and then he gets fouled.
Good.
Great effort
Good
under the
hustle.
basket.
Good hustle by Rapson.
Great effort. So it was not a shooting foul. Called it on the floor. And you've got Heyman and Munson returning for the Hurricanes. Atwell bringing the ball in. Over to Neal. Open 3. And drains it. Defense just did not go with Neal. He just ran over there. Nobody went with him. So Munson has the ball out front again, guarded by Atwell. And Hurricane coach, I think, has got a level of frustration right now.
Yeah.
And he's calling a timeout. The score is now 52-37. So that puts you back at 15 points. So we were down to 9.
I think Coach Higgins put a little bit of instruction on that 1-3-1, and it broke it. And,
well, and then there was 2 inbound plays that they just did not cover. They didn't follow defensively and gave open 3 shots, and the Admirals nailed it. So, you know, credit to the Admirals. I mean, they have open looks and they're making those shots.
That's right.
So. We have 47 seconds in the 3rd period. The current score is up by 15. At halftime, if I recall correctly, they were up by 12. 47-34, if I'm not mistaken.
No, I think it was a 10.
It was a 10 points?
Yeah.
Okay, Brapson, there is a missed 3 by Munson. Brapson brings down the rebound. Neal, guarded by Munson, closely, over to... I'm sorry, it was Atwell. This is Neal. Over to Brapson. They are distributing the ball quite nicely also. Back to Atwell with the shot from the 3. Beaver back with the touch. Brapson fighting for it. Oh, I kind of disagree with that.
Yeah.
I don't believe the ball has really actually out of bounds yet.
No,
he quick whistled it.
Yeah.
Anyway, Munson is going to bring the ball up for the Hurricanes. Heyman setting a pick. Heyman now has a shot to Menson, who gets the ball blocked. And then I think they're just going to let the quarter run out.
Right. Right.
So you had a couple kind of turnovers there on the last couple possessions. The Hurricanes just kind of look out of sorts, and I think they're all kind of getting frustrated. I think some of that obviously is because of the Admirals' defense. They're playing very aggressive, not over-aggressive. They're just...
Well, by my observations, it's only 5 turnovers for the Admirals and 4. I didn't put down the 4th one, but 4 turnovers for the Hurricanes. So it's not so much the Hurricanes; it's a hustle, and
yep.
it's.
Well, and I think their defense has made tough shots for the Hurricanes.
Yeah.
And any open shot that they've had, the Hurricanes have not hit it.
Right.
So I think that defense is kind of in their minds a little bit, even when they're shooting the ball.
Yeah, I
so,
think their foul shooting has gotten a little better on the Hurricanes side.
Yeah.
And that being said, there hasn't been as many fouls at our end for our Admirals to pick up.
Right now by the scoreboard, not by our stat sheet, you've got 4 fouls on the Admirals as a team, and you've got 2 fouls from the Hurricanes as a team.
Yeah.
So, not a whole lot. Of course, that was just the third quarter. We are now entering the fourth quarter, 52-37. You have 8 minutes up on the clock, and they are giving the ball to the Hurricanes. You got Menson into Munson.
You've been handling those two games very well.
There's been a switch on defense. You've got Brapson on Pendleton.
Yeah.
There's they're switching on. There's just threw it out.
Turn it over.
They had the pick and roll working there.
Yeah, they did.
And it could have been done, but the pass was unfortunately a little bit high for Pendleton. Now here you go. I'm seeing this as a 1-3-1 extended. Beaver drains a 3. Well, that is the shot you're going to get in a 1-3-1. They're going to call a charge on that.
Yeah.
Great footwork by Mayfield. He had his position, slid his feet well, and Menson just run him over. You got LeBeau coming back in for Menson. No, for LeBeau. No, for Long. LeBeau is in for Long. And you've got Brapson looking for an inbound to Mayfield. He lobs it over to Atwell. Over to Beaver, who says, I made the last one. Give me another one.
Give me another one. That's it.
That is 2 in a row for Beaver. And there you go. You're going to run 1-3-1. We're going to make shots from the corners. How about that? And that's the shot they're going to give you. A little lob pass again to LeBeau. Turnover. Up to Carter.
Control.
He pushes it to Neal, who goes reverse underneath.
Beautiful.
There's just a high level of energy right now by the Admirals, playing well together. You got Munson with the ball. Pick set by Pendleton. Oh, that looked like a carry hold there to me. He picked up his dribble, and then Atwell picks his pocket up to Neal. And then Neal is deciding what he wants to do, and he kind of takes an awkward shot. And that probably was not the best decision.
1:15.
Probably could have just went ahead and brought that back out. I think Beaver's saying I think he either got hit in the mouth or something happened there. All right, so you got Carball in for Beaver, who made those last 2 threes. Munson is looking to drive the ball, picks his dribble up, turns, and just throws it. That's how you can clarify that. Carball gets the rebound. Neal brings the ball up, over to Atwell, says, I'm going to shoot the 3, and drains it. You can just tell there's a level of confidence right now that the Admirals are playing with, and they're smiling. And you got Neal.
And conversely, you can see the energy in the Hurricanes becoming a little bit more panicky.
Okay, there's Menson with a 3, and
good.
he drains it.
That's
All
good.
right, so he's there's an answer. Atwell. So your current score is 23 separation, 63-40. Atwell over to Carball. Neal now has the ball. He drives, brings it back to Brapson. He drives, lays it in.
There you go.
Just a simple drive around the defender.
Yeah.
And not necessarily simple. It looks simple, but athletically, it looks like we've got 4. Munson drives, puts it back to Menson, who shoots the 3. Bullard, and
good block underneath.
It's a good block, but just let Neal go right down the middle.
Yeah.
And the Admirals are definitely.
And I really think the Admirals have broke this thing open right here because they've answered the call against each of the defenses that the coaches put up. And
They have met every challenge that the
and
other
one
team
of the
has
things
designed.
that the Admirals are sticking with, they're using the pass. They don't put the ball on the ground unnecessarily.
I think someone's bleeding out there because we've got Admirals that have got blood on their jerseys. Atwell just now went over to the corner.
Yeah.
So we got to find the one who's bleeding. Everyone's got it on their jersey, but I wonder who's actually bleeding. Anyway, so right now your score is 67-40. That is a 27-point difference. I think at the beginning of the game, looking at the two teams, and you would have said, hey, going into 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter, Admirals are going to be up by 27. We probably would have said probably not.
Had a little conversation there with one of the officials with Coach Higgins, and then Coach Higgins was looking at Ryan Neal. So I guess
there might be a little bit of chatter going on out there that's unnecessary.
13 did a little holding on there.
I actually think that's his second, but anyway.
Oh, I think it is.
So we've got
Long picked it up.
Long is in.
Long.
And Carball. No, it got a tip, but not a steal.
Yeah.
You've got Garrick Rivnick in the game now. Carball picks up another foul. So now with the Admirals have 7 fouls.
He wasn't in the area. I don't know. The official went like this. One.
Guilty by association, maybe?
Yes, I don't know.
Either way, it's the Admirals' 7th foul.
That'll learn you.
And you've got to get that rebound. Oh, they did not. So Harris misses the 3. Carball brings the ball down.
Yep.
Then up to Smith and misses the ball. Brapson with the rebound. Gary misses that 3. Brapson almost had another rebound right off the fingers.
The old roll off the finger.
All right, so now you've got Clement bringing the ball up. You're going over to Heyman. And back to Harris, guarded by Smith. Now Griffin. I have not seen Griffin in before, but he's in there now. Brapson with a good box out.
Good box out, yeah.
And another rebound for him. Mayfield bringing the ball up, looking to drive. Brapson with a gather slam.
I have to give a young man applause for that because great follow through. Got that ball right out of the air and put it back in.
In any other kind of game, you could see a Mayfield maybe just leaving it off the glass, but he did miss that layup.
There's a 3.
And then Harris comes down and hits a 3. Carter brings it back up again. He's dishing over to Smith. Back to Carter. Mayfield. Brapson at the top. And Carball.
Oh, just about.
And now you've got Harris with another 3.
Oh,
short. Brapson picks up the next rebound. Smith up. And gets knocked out of his hands.
Carball take a breather and
your score now is 43-69, and well, I have to disagree with that. I think it was because of the foul that caused him to walk.
Yeah.
He was getting ready to go up.
A little bit of the old back push part of it.
All right, so you've got the majority of your starters are now out for the Admirals. Smith is still in there, Mayfield. And you've got Jackson. And you've got Fuller. And Rivnick. Mayfield gets picked. Back to Harris, over to Clement, who decides to shoot the 3 short. And what we got going on? We got Mayfield down on the ground, gathers the ball. Unfortunately,
his head was out.
Half of his shoulders, body were out. So they called it out on him.
Yeah.
So now you got Harris. Oh, pass into Pendleton.
Pendleton didn't go to the basket. I thought he would.
Scruggs. Smith, Pendleton. Loose hands. Pendleton decides, I'm going to drive.
Oh.
And he's called for the charge.
You can't throw that body around like that. Not
Fuller just stood there.
Yeah.
And for lack of a better term, took it. And Pendleton is coming back out of the game. You can tell that the Hurricanes have got a level of frustration.
Yes,
You can kind of see it in their body language.
Right.
Mayfield brings it up over the timeline. Over to Jackson. Over to Smith. Decides he's going to go ahead and drive. And he gets fouled. He puts up the first layup. I think he got a little bit of ball taken away on that one, and then gathered it again, got up and fouled. Didn't catch the number.
22.
Heyman. I think it was on Heyman.
Yeah.
He said his first. Okay, Smith makes his free throw on the front of the two-shot free throws. Number 1. Will Tracy. Have not seen him in the game yet.
Yeah.
He has checked in for the East Hamilton Hurricanes.
1:58 to go, and we've got a...
Misses the second. Oh, and there's a turnover. Smith gathers it and puts it back in.
Yeah.
The old-fashioned three-point play. Missed the second free throw, gathered the rebound. You got Harris with a three, and he hits it.
Didn't have anything to do over there but shoot that three.
All right, so we're down to 1:40. All right, so we have
36, isn't it?
23.
26 points.
Not on ours, but I've heard it's Van Acker is in the game on number 23. Lazy pass, turnover.
Yes, sir.
And then you've got Scruggs just dribbling down the court
going away
with a layup. You're down to 1:24. And the current score is 48-72. By my math, that's 24 points. Mayfield with the layup.
Got it.
Nice drive.
Yeah, nice
he was
guy.
covered.
Yeah.
He was defended well and still converted. So again, you got Tracy bringing it up for the Hurricanes now. Oh, picked up his dribble. Over to Scruggs, down to LeBeau. Boom.
Good. Good feed. Good feed there. Yeah.
That was tic-tac-toe.
Yes.
All right, Mayfield brings the ball up. You got 49 seconds in the game. There's a little bit of everybody in the court in the game right now. And then you got Jackson with a three, and it's missed.
Yes.
Tracy brings it up, and he's deciding he's going all the way. Misses the shot. Scruggs gathers it over to Harris, and Harris puts up a shot. Jackson with the rebound. Mayfield brings it back up. There's 19 seconds. I think coach is probably telling him to pull it back out, but no, we're going to run offense. Van Acker, and there's a shot just off, just a little short.
10 seconds.
10 seconds, and we're going to go back to Harris for another three. Misses this one. Van Acker with the rebound. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe that is your game.
Yeah. That's it.
And your Farragut Admirals, I don't want to say surprisingly, but I think it might have been just they weren't expecting maybe this easy of a victory.
Yeah.
With the East Hamilton. The last time I had seen something on East Hamilton, the last team they played, they beat them 95-35. So they come in here and they look pretty impressive. They've got height, and you're thinking, okay, but these teams haven't seen each other. So with that, you don't know what you're going to get from each team.
That's right.
And the Admirals clearly brought intensity, pressure. They were the more aggressive team, and they, I think, passed the ball better. Both teams did turn it over.
But actually, in my little week tally, I have the